This is not, I don't want to start the show like that. No, thank you. Oh, that's too gross.
You want to hear about how I put on a KN95 and vacuumed out my shed? It did something weird.
What did it do weird?
It didn't want to play the song and let you hum at
oh
the
yeah
same
well
time.
we're going over, we're going from surface to orbit with a signal here, and it's all bouncing around satellites and stuff. Hey
You're
everyone.
real grainy. It keeps cutting in and out.
Really?
It's funny. No,
okay.
That's a space joke.
Well, we're bouncing the signal off the moon back to the satellites, back to the pod, and then all of that all the way back to Steve. Hey everyone, I'm Ryan. Go ahead.
And I'm Steve, and this is 60 Cycle. I'm the guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, playing, reviewing podcast.
That's all true. And I'm on space quarantine this week. I think I caught a bug in Germany. So what I get for going back to Earth. I've been sick all week, so now we're doing a last minute remote episode here just to keep everyone happy, because you guys can't go a week without the podcast, right? Also, Steve and I are very proud of the fact that we've never missed a week ourselves in 11 years, almost 12 years of doing this. So we're not going to miss a week.
This is a sports thing, but maybe you have some analogy that's similar. When I was playing Little League, I was like 13 or 14 or something. I went like the first 8 games of the season, something like that, 9 games of the season without striking out. And I was like, it was such a thing, I'm hitting the ball hard, but I'm always hitting it at people, but I never struck out.
You thought you were invincible.
The thing is I wasn't getting hits. It's like I just wasn't striking out. And then the first game of the second half of the season, I struck out. And then all of a sudden I was hitting the ball, getting hits. And not just making I was making a lot of contact, but just making outs. But I never struck out. And then I finally struck out, and all of a sudden,
full contact makeouts when you're 12 or 13. You should be proud of yourself.
Yeah. So it was, I don't know but it's thinking about maybe we do need to miss one. Maybe we'll reinvigorate the show.
Right. Maybe we need that loss so that we can have a moment to reflect and then come back stronger. Well, it's not going to be this week because we're making it happen, even though I feel so awful right now. And I felt so awful all week, and I just kept holding out maybe I'll feel better tomorrow. But here I am, still feeling awful. But we're going to do a show anyways.
Well, after we do this, you have 6 more days to recover until we need to try to do this again.
I know. Then we'll just be doing this again next week.
Yep.
Hopefully, I am feeling better than I did 2 or 3 days ago, but man, it's a slow journey. It's being old. I'm getting old. And I remember my parents complaining about getting colds when I was a kid. What do you mean? I get a cold and it's over in 24 hours. And now it's oh my gosh, 7 days later, and I'm just still in awful cold sweating pain over a stupid summer cold that I got from Germany from eating schnitzel. What is this?
It's that international illness.
I'm never going back to Earth again. Anywhere but Earth is what I'm saying. There's germs there. Everything's sterile up here. It's a closed system.
Ryan, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What's the wrongest thing you used to think about guitar?
Steve, I like that you asked me that question because I asked the internet that question, 2 or 3 weeks ago on Threads?
Something like that.
And we got 114 replies to it.
Yeah.
And now I've just lost it. I need to find it again. Right. I'll say what I think my wrongest thing that I used to think about guitar was. I used to think that high action was desirable because I had my first acoustic guitar, and by some miracle, it had low action. It had really low action, good action, not too low, but definitely low and fast. And then I would play the acoustic guitars of adults that I knew at church and stuff like that. I'm like, oh man, this Ovation's got the strings really far off the fretboard. That must be the correct way to have a guitar set up because, these adults that are way more experienced than me have their guitar set up this way. And I just assumed Like, high action must be like a tone thing or something. I didn't even know it was called action. It's like, oh, their strings are farther away. It must be for a reason.
You know what it probably, well, one, I have actually heard people say that you use the highest playable action that you can
to
get away with, because
you want your strings to ring out true. You don't want them to risk buzzing out. But there's an extreme that that I was looking at,
sure.
whereas like the action didn't need to be that high on these adults' guitars.
No, it's not even like a fear of, like, oh, you're going to play a note on the 5th fret and it's going to buzz out on the 9th fret because your action is so low. It was like an actual thing of like, no, you need the strings further away so they can have like the absolute fullest length of travel and all this stuff. But the other thing, because you mentioned like, oh, I played these guitars from these people at church. This is the 90s, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody played out of the first position.
No one got past the 4th fret ever.
At most, like maybe they played a C sharp minor. That's like the highest up the fretboard anyone was going in church in the 90s.
The only time they went past the 4th fret is when they put the capo on the 3rd.
Right.
That's the reality of it. So what was your thing? What was your thing that you were wrongest about guitar?
Probably, I was trying to think of it, of different things. And the thing that I kind of came to, and you mentioned this right now, is I'm pretty sure I used to be on team, no, your first guitar should be an acoustic.
Because I think I was there too, yeah.
If you can't, fight through the acoustic guitar doldrums or whatever, and like if you can't be tough enough to get the calluses to master the first position on acoustic guitar, then you're not cut out for this guitar business.
I don't think I was even thinking that direction. I think when I had that opinion, I was more thinking along the lines of, get an acoustic because it's just one and done. You don't have to get all the other stuff. But like these days, like I've got 2 sitting on the desk right next to me. You get yourself an electric, you get yourself a little headphone plug. You probably already have headphones. You're off to the races. You've got everything that you need. You don't need a full rig. You just need your guitar and the headphone plug thing. And go ahead.
Do those new Fender ones, are they Bluetooth output?
Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody
they all
has
are. That's like a standard feature of all that style of product is that you can connect to your phone so you can do lessons and stuff like that. Like say if you want to, patronize our sponsor, TrueFire, you can use the headphone plugs. But yeah, like for learning guitar, I'm in the camp now, just like learn the guitar that you are excited by, that you actually want to play. There's a lady I ran into on, I think on Instagram or TikTok or something like that, where she got herself
you ran into her?
No, I ran across her content on the internet. I didn't run into her with the pod or the ship or anything like that.
Right.
And she bought her very first guitar. She's learning how to play guitar, and she got herself the Gretsch Sparkle Jet that I have.
Right.
And I liked and followed her based on that. And then she messaged me. I was like, oh my gosh, you're the channel I was watching when I decided to buy this.
Yeah.
And like, that's excellent. That you bought the guitar that visually excites you as your first guitar. And that's what you're going to learn on. That's so cool. Like people should definitely do that. Yeah. Within reason. Like my first electric guitar had a Floyd Rose on it, and a reasonable person would have tried to talk me out of that. But I'm glad that was my first guitar.
I think it's a hard thing when, and this actually ties in because I was talking to Amanda earlier, Amanda Coombs, friend of the show.
We all know Amanda. Everyone knows Amanda.
Yeah, I was saying like, oh, we're delayed. Like we're pushing out this recording session remote because Ryan's got the German measles or whatever.
Right.
And she asked what we were going to talk about, and I gave her the topic, and she goes, oh, she's like, my thought or her thing, and I don't think she commented on this thread, was that people who own guitars can play guitar. And I was like, well, I feel like everyone that I know who collects guitars, at least, like I get the whole thing of like you bought a guitar because you wanted to learn and you never really learned, but you still have this guitar like hanging from your wall or whatever, or sitting on a stand in the corner.
Even if you're not playing it, you can play it. You can sit down and relearn how to play it if you forgot.
Right. But this is like people, thinking about it like, no, there's people who buy a guitar, maybe they take 1 or 2 lessons and then life happens.
Sure.
And they just never go back to it. But what she was telling me is there are people, and I, there's probably people in our audience. Wow, my freaking key light is so bright.
Yeah.
There's probably people in our audience who own like collection, who can't play, who like can't really play guitar. And I thought about it like, well, I would put myself maybe. I was like, am I in that category? I own
play.
like, but it's like we're talking about people who can't play more than 1 or 2 chords.
They're just not trying. They just like collect. They like collecting the object.
They like collecting the thing. They're true collectors.
Right.
It's like if you collect football cards, but you never actually played football.
Right. Or ever manufactured a card.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not really into football, but I really am into card stock.
No, I bet they're out there. The people who are just really into paper and printing.
The glossy paper on the 2007 Donruss was peak.
I'll tell you, man. That was one time I bought a whole bunch of wrapping paper from the dollar store, just because it was all printed out of registry, which means all the colors weren't lined up correctly, and I thought that was fun.
Oh,
and I was like, oh, these Christmas trees are all screwed up. I love it, and so I intentionally bought misprinted wrapping paper because I'm a print nerd,
Yeah.
It was like finding a penny that was stamped wrong. Like, oh, this is worth $1 million. Only it was wrapping paper and it was worthless.
No, yeah, it was wrapping paper and it was at the dollar store.
Right. Is it worth less than $1 because it was a misprint at the dollar store?
Imagine if you went to the dollar store and they gave you all of your change in like misprinted coins.
Well, that'd be great.
And you're like, thanks.
Yeah, I'm rich now. So anyways, let's read some of these other responses now that we've been flapping our gums.
Sure.
It's been like 2 weeks since we last recorded, so we miss each other. We're just sitting around chatting. So I didn't go through any of these and pick any favorites. We can just go for it. Proof377 said, I used to think that the reason to play guitar was to play songs. I have memory issues, so it's really hard for me to remember songs. I just make noise and have fun. Every reason to play guitar is valid. Like, you don't have to play songs. Like, some people will complain about my demos, like, hey, when are you going to play a song? Never. In a demo, you're expecting me to play a song? It's never going to happen. Like, it's totally valid to just sit around and noodle and make sounds. That's how you make a song eventually, if you ever make a song. And you don't have to make a song. There you go.
That's why my lighting balance is thrown off.
Right. You didn't have your studio all the way on.
Yeah, so the camera's like focused it's like opening. No, I'm serious. Like,
no, I know.
The stop is too, or the 1/40. It was 1/50. It was making me really white because there wasn't enough light in the room. Idiot. Sorry. RJ's going to be screaming like, fix your camera.
Right.
DS Pulgaris says that if I learned covers, it would be detrimental to being able to write. I hear that a lot.
Right.
I still hear that a lot.
People apply that to theory. Like, if I learn theory, then I won't be able to improvise anymore. What?
Yeah.
No, that's not how any of this works whatsoever. Like, if you don't want to learn theory, that's fine. You don't have to learn theory. But learning theory doesn't hold you back. If anything, it just helps you figure out your toolbox. It figures out what you're already doing. It just gives you the language to describe what you already enjoy doing and want to do.
Right. I have to imagine, it's if you're trying to write a song and you're like, this solo doesn't sound right in this mode, I'm just going to try you just go through all the modes until you find one that sounds right.
Right. Well, you'll probably end up on the third one and be like, oh, I like this one. It's always this one,
And you're just doing a more structured way of what you would have done anyway, which is just try the notes. But now you have a framework to guide you.
Also, like, learning to play other people's song isn't the same as learning covers. You're learning to play. Like, you got to learn somehow, so might as well use someone else's song to figure out how things fit together and how things go. I kind of wish I could go back in time to young artist Ryan when I was sketching as a kid, because I knew all these kids that would do like perfect recreations of Bart Simpson or Bugs Bunny or whatever, and I had it in my head like, oh no, I'm going to make my own characters. I don't need to draw other stuff. I wish I had talked myself into like, no, have the discipline to sit down and try to do the Bart Simpson thing. Try to draw Mighty Mouse, like try to recreate these things. But I was so hung up on, no, I have to do my own thing. And I don't know where I got that thought from, but it would have helped me in the skills department to have that discipline.
I think
same goes for music.
We're not going to read every one, but I thought this one was a lot of fun because it's from RJ Ronquillo.
Nice.
Who says the middle position on a Strat is the safest choice if you don't know anything about tone because it's right in the middle.
I mean, that's not all the pickups are a safe choice, but that is a funny thing to land on and be like, oh, this must be the one that I should stay on because it's like the middle lane on the highway. Like, oh, I don't know if I want the fast lane. I definitely don't want the slow lane. I'll just stay right here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. There's a certain logic to it. Sure. I think starting out, I was always like the neck pickup is the safest place.
Really? I was always bridge from the beginning. It's like, I want that like sharp percussive attack.
Right. But I think to that, it's like most people lean one way, like they're all neck or they're all bridge. No one picks the middle pickup.
Middle is something that you usually discover in your old age. You're like, you know what? I finally tried that middle pickup, and I see what Hendrix was into. Like, I get it now.
Right. Well, and to that point, it's like, well, RJ did it, and he's saying he was wrong about it, but he's also a beast.
Oh, yeah.
So
I bet he sounded amazing on the middle pickup forever.
Yeah,
so.
If he just came out and was like, no, everybody, you should start on the middle pickup or like the middle position on all your guitars, like,
I bet RJ
I wouldn't argue with him.
You know what? I bet RJ sucked. RJ Ronquillo sucked on guitar when he first started, just like everyone else. We don't need to build some sort of lore that he was amazing from the get-go.
Yeah, for sure.
We all sucked.
I'm saying that like starting in the middle position was key to his development.
Maybe we should all start it in the middle position.
It's like it's almost like how they always say these kids in countries in poor countries are like better at sports because and they didn't have a real soccer ball. Right. They were just kicking around a pig's spleen or whatever.
Right, and it was full of straw and gravel.
Yeah, or like, no, they didn't have a baseball. They just took a tin foil and wrapped it up in the shape of a baseball, and that's how they learned how to play. That's why they're good.
They don't take the tools for granted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see if we can find another one here. I used to think that. Okay, so Sparkle Motion Guitars says, I used to think that any guitar that didn't have humbuckers and a locking trim was an utter waste of time and space. It has been 35 years since I owned a guitar with a humbucker and a Floyd Rose. I'm going back. I'm going back to Floyd Roses. I started out with one, and now I'm like, I've got that Fender with a Floyd on it now. Mm-hmm. I was playing a bunch of guitars with Floyds at Henning's house. I'm like, you know what? I miss Floyds. I'm going back. I made a post the other night. I was like, I want a Jaguar with a Floyd Rose on it. Wouldn't that be amazing? Otherwise, just regular Jaguar with 2 Jag pickups, rhythm circuit, the whole thing. But then just swap out the bridge with a Floyd. That's what I want.
Balaguer might be able to do something
maybe
up that line. What you should do is here's a video idea for you. Here's a free one, Ryan.
Okay, all right. Lay it on me, man.
Do a surf guitar with surfing the Floyd.
Surfing the Floyd, yeah.
Surfing the Floyd. Get multiple Floyd Rose guitars that you like switch out throughout the video. And it's like, so one of them, like say your Strat Floyd is like your rhythm guitar. And then you play like a lead on the Jag Floyd or like whatever. Right. Like so,
it's just all Floyds.
It's all guitars with Floyds doing different parts of the song.
Right. I get a bass like with a Floyd.
All to build this, like it's only going to be like a 3 or 4 minute video.
Oh, of course, yeah.
With like you're going to have to use your little Roland guy to build your drum track.
Right.
You need to get a
I haven't
bass
tried to
with
do a
Floyd.
surf beat on that thing yet. I bet I could.
You need a bass with a Floyd.
Yeah, of course.
Or like a bass 6 with a Floyd.
I need
a baritone Floyd.
I guess it's not technically a Floyd, but the Alameda guitars kind of feels like it has a Floyd.
Oh yeah.
But Floyds have been pigeonholed in a way they shouldn't have been. Everyone just looks at them like, oh, there's a shredder metal guitar.
Yeah.
Once you get physically familiar with them, it's like any other trend. Like I can do the most subtle Bixby style little dips with a Floyd. I can also, fully dive bomb with it. It's just you learn it, you know. But there's also like so many other types of hardware that are just as valid, and it seems like the public opinion has gone the other way. Every time I see people talking about Floyds on the internet now, they're like, "Oh man, it's so hard to set up." It's not.
Yeah,
it's just if you're the first couple days that you spend with a Floyd is real frustrating, and then you figure it out. It's like, oh, and it's just like a teeter totter. I just have to balance it.
The interesting thing with Floyd's and the whole like shreddy, and I guess the shreddy thing still exists, right?
Yeah.
But so many bands in metal are leaning into kind of like the deathcore sound or things like that, genty stuff where there's no trims at all.
Right.
It's all hard.
They don't even
hardtails, and
they don't even do bends anymore. It's just tappy,
Evertunes and all that stuff. So it's like Floyd needs a new horizon. Jazz Floyds. Yeah. That are like where the bridge saddles are made out of wood and bone. Yeah. Sarah E. Housen says that I was amazing at playing it. I feel like that's a theme. Also, like Ref D official says that it would make me more attractive. There's a few of those in there that, like, you know, I played guitar, you know, but no women ever showed up.
Oh, right.
Or, you know, no other attractive people. But what else?
I think that the thought on that, like, people like, oh, I played guitars to get girls or whatever. Like, the flaw in that thinking is that it's not the guitar that makes you attractive. It's the confidence in playing an instrument that makes you attractive. If you're not displaying confidence through your performance or your presentation of yourself, then it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's the confidence. Like, even in the nerdy side of it too. Like, if you're like confident in your nerdery towards guitar, then like people that you're trying to be in relationships with, they find that sort of thing attractive, you know?
Right. That goes back to what the comment from Sarah, that like when you're first playing and you kind of like get your first kind of breakthrough,
right?
You feel like, oh yeah, I'm good at this now.
Right. I figured it out.
I actually had this conversation on Discord. There's a link to our Discord if you're a Discord person down in the description.
It's a happening place.
Yeah, it's a lot of people showed up in the last couple weeks.
Yeah. I get all the notifications. I just never log in.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. But I was having a conversation with someone in there about how YouTube is kind of like done this weird thing to erode, I think, the confidence of the average guitar player. Because you see so much.
That's not my fault.
to the extent where, like, I guess the way I would put it is when in like the 90s or the 2000s when I was first learning guitar, it was like, well, there's only one Kirk Hammett.
Sure.
Now on YouTube, it turns out there's like thousands of Kirk Hammets.
And they're all 14.
Everybody can play the Metallica riffs.
Right. And even the people that get caught speeding stuff up is like, man, I couldn't play that stuff sped down. Like,
So it's like, back then I go like, well, I suck compared to Kirk Hammett, but he's rock god,
right?
You know. But now it's like, no, I just suck compared to everybody.
But also we've found out that being amazing isn't always a marketable skill. Like, there's other elements to being, you know, famous at guitar.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see what else.
There was one that I thought was interesting from Chris Hart 243 that it was an instrument worth playing. Over the years, I've learned to hate the smothering oppression of an endless barrage of guitar. There's so many other instruments. Haven't we heard guitar enough? It's true. Like, but there's so many people that all the old timers are like, oh, guitar is dying. And I always think, good. It's time to balance the scales a little bit. It's been nothing but guitar for 70 years. That has been our main cultural instrument in the West, is just guitar, with piano and synth as the few exceptions here and there. But man, let's explore all the instruments. Let's not just have everything be about waiting for a guitar solo. Like, come on.
I got in trouble. I used to do this thing called Music League where you get a topic and you pick a song, and it was The topic was songs without guitar. And I picked Thousand Miles by Vanessa Carlton because all I think of is that beginning, like do 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 do, like like it's like you think of the piano riff, and I wasn't thinking super hard about it.
There's got to be a rhythm guitar.
Like, dude, there's a ton of guitar in that.
Yeah.
And all of, even like you said, you mentioned synthesizers, but most of pop music, there's a guitar somewhere.
Right. It was probably like, written on a guitar. Like guitar.
It might be doing something else.
Like is baked into Western music culture at this point. Like, yeah, like you just assume like, oh, this was probably written on a guitar or a piano. Like
Chris Hart did follow up and say that they're a big fan of South American and Eastern European accordion based music.
Why not?
It took forever to discover with all the guitars in the way.
And people get so defensive, like, oh, there's not a lot of guitar in this. Good. Branch out. Maybe you'll learn something about approaching your instrument, the guitar, by listening to people play other instruments. Like I listen to a lot of old like psychedelic music, and there's a thing like called the electric jug, where they're like whistling or making sounds into like a whiskey jug, basically.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, if you listen to that enough, you're like, oh man, how do I represent that on guitar? Now you're doing palm muting things and stuff like that, trying to find that rhythmic thing that's happening in the song. Like, learn things from other instruments. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah. This one from Ann Beckett 58 kind of ties back to the P Roof one at the beginning, where they say, my baby brother, lifelong musician, finally told me to play to hear it. Learning songs wasn't the why. Now I should learn a song or two. But it's like, to start from the beginning of like, you're playing the guitar because you want to hear guitar. You're not playing guitar just to learn songs. It's like the playing is being the goal. The journey is the goal, not the end.
I play guitar because it's a satisfying activity. It feels good.
Right.
Like making sounds and manipulating those sounds is the fun for me. Like I'm not a born songwriter. I have done songwriting, but it's not the main attraction to me when I pick up a guitar. I pick up a guitar because I want to enjoy the guitar, you know? And like there's room for all sorts of different experiences in that direction. Like some people, like they only care about writing songs or performing songs, and that's great. And some of us, we only really care about the experience of playing guitar. Like it's a satisfying experience to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me see if I can find another one here. The Don Dahmen says that it's not a percussion instrument. It very, very much is. That's interesting. Is guitar a percussion instrument? You can definitely, I think having an understanding of percussion is a benefit to all musicians. Like understanding basically drums and rhythm and time signatures and stuff. And I've come into that painfully late as a musician, and I'm relearning a lot of stuff as I picked up the drums 2 years ago or a year ago, something like that. It's really informed what I'm doing and changed how I approach the instrument. So yeah, I think you can approach every instrument with percussion in mind, because I mean, you go back through human history, and I'm sure drums have always been the first instrument to pop up in any culture, like over and over.
Well, you probably remember, because everyone remembers, going back probably 20 years now or so, maybe 25 years, when like that was the tapping. That was part of the tapping 20 years ago. Like when I first started hearing, obviously besides, I guess, the Van Halen style tapping, this like early sort of like polyphia outgrow. Like I think there's a direct tie between polyphia and like Cocky King. All right. I'm probably saying her name wrong, but like that, like tapping on the acoustic guitar and tapping, and then also slapping the body to do a percussive thing. And then there was the whole thing with I mean, loopers,
all of that is
Katie Tunstall thing.
Absolutely, obviously percussive. Like I'm thinking like even just regular strumming, like there's a percussive element to it where you've got to be on the beat. You don't have to be, but it definitely helps to understand where the beat is so that you can work with it. you know, and all that double tapping stuff and all the slapping percussive stuff, like it really reminds me of piano playing in a lot of ways. Like all that, like you listen to Van Halen leads, it's like that could be a piano piece, you know, like Polyphia stuff too. Like that sounds like just like it's two-handed piano ripping, but they're doing it on guitar, and piano is technically a percussion instrument because it's a hammer striking something.
Well, I'm famously Johnny Cash's "Walk the Line." They put paper through the strings, and it gives the guitar playing this super percussive element.
Oh, totally.
From the paper and the strings. So, 100% percussion. There can be a percussive approach.
Here's a comment from Gary Pia. He said that all the strings must be played all the time.
Yeah.
I think I remember having that question and having that thought starting out, because I learned from my friends basically starting out, and I was watching them, you know, play chords and stuff like that, and be like, man, they're strumming the whole thing. Do I need to strum the whole thing? Also, how come they never go past like the 3rd or 4th fret or whatever? Why are all the other frets here? I remember a big thing with the people that I was around, because I was in a church environment learning to play guitar, is strum patterns. Like everyone was super just legalistic about strum patterns. Like, no, this song is down, down, up, down, up, down. Like, it doesn't matter. Like that was another thing where it's like, oh man, I've got to learn this strum.
It kind of matters.
It kind of does, but like it kind of doesn't either. Like,
right.
It depends on what you're trying to do. With the level of playing that we were all doing as teenagers, it did not matter. It would have been better for us to all just focus on up, down, and find the beat, find the groove, rather than be like, well, I'm supposed to do 3 downstrokes, 2 upstrokes, 3 more downstrokes, 1 upstroke, 2. Like, it was just this complicated thing to focus on that was not the thing that we actually needed to work on, you know?
I never thought about that stuff.
Like my cousin was learning to play acoustic guitar at the same time as me, and she's like, "You're doing the strum pattern wrong." And you don't even know what song I'm playing.
I was one of those. Like I've had people try to ask me back when I was playing a lot of acoustic guitar and you know, cowboy chordy kind of stuff. And people would ask like, "Oh, well, what's the strum pattern? What strum pattern are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Right.
Like, "Oh, but you're playing the song like, you know, exactly like the recording or whatever for this, you know, acoustic guitar part." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know. It just like, just listen to it."
Right. There's
like
times
the strum pattern.
There's times when it definitely matters, and there's times when it definitely doesn't.
Yeah, especially for a lot of those songs, it's like, I don't know.
Right.
It's if you listen to it, like, I don't know what the strum pattern of Wonderwall is, but I don't feel like I need to know what it is to play it pretty like 90% right. I don't need to know how to describe it to do it.
I think if you're playing the right chords and you're landing on the beat, it might not sound exactly the same as the recording. And there are instances where it's like, okay, the strum pattern and the up and the down definitely like makes this recognizable, but that's not that common.
Yeah.
Like it's really not. And there's so much room to do your own thing with songs. So,
and then for like 2 or 3 years, I only played upstrokes. So,
well, yeah, the ska years.
Yeah. Every song was a ska song.
Yeah. You had to pick it up.
Yeah. Here's another one. Vinnie Vincent Brick, that learning theory would hinder my creativity. Brand Alone's that it would make me cool. There are a few of those, you know.
Yeah, sure. We already talked about the theory thing. It's you're just giving yourself a language to talk about what you're doing.
Do you know the Nashville system? Nashville numbers?
I've had people try to teach it to me so that they could avoid telling me chords. They just want to tell me the Roman numerals or whatever. And it's like I can figure it out. Just like the thing is, like that was all church playing stuff, and be like, oh, we're doing this Nashville numbers now. And like, man, just tell me the root. Just tell me the key we're in, and I'm going to be there. Like I can hear it now. You know, I've got enough experience that I'll be there most of the time.
Well, Jericho the Weary says that you didn't really need to know the Nashville number system. Then I found out how much easier it makes it to understand chord structure, theory, intervals, as well as how to communicate in a gig setting.
I think
anymore when I get on a pickup gig and the band doesn't know the number system, I'm a little surprised.
If you are building a career going into being a live musician, a session musician, someone who's jumping into gigs like that, like cover band gigs and stuff like that, you should know every system. Like you should get yourself familiar with every tool in the book that comes with playing with people. Like there's not an excuse if you're doing things on a professional level. It's the same thing as a graphic designer. I should know how to work with Pantones. I don't have to.
Yeah.
When I'm working on my own stuff, I don't. But if I'm going to work with other people, I should know how to do that stuff. If you're going to work in cover bands and jump around bands and be a hired gun, you should be able to at least fake being familiar with this stuff.
Right.
You know, that's just a professional thing. But if you're a hobby player, if you're a bedroom player, who cares?
Yeah. I think we should probably push towards the end of this, but I want to hit a few ones real quick. Class V full roaming vapor says that any crap name matters besides actual practice and playing. Drew Todd says dweedly 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 D meant you were good.
I remember my sister walked by me while I was playing something as a teenager, and she was trying to be rude and tease me for not being good at guitar. And then I did some sort of double tapping pentatonic thing. And she's like, that doesn't really even sound like anything. And looking back, she was right. You know, the deedly deedlies, it doesn't sound like anything to most people. To guitarists, it's like, oh yeah, cool. No, to everyone else, it's unless you are actually laying down a composed piece where the composition itself is impressive, to the ear, the finger skills do not matter to anyone. Right. They don't.
Yeah.
It's fun for the guitarist to do it and to hear it and to see other people doing it. Oh yeah, that feels good. It doesn't matter to the layperson. They don't know what that is. It doesn't sound like anything to them. It sounds like a modem.
Yeah.
If you're not playing anything, it's just noise.
This is an interesting one from Scanman723 that people who played in bands never had to practice.
What? They just jumped on stage and just came out of them, sort of thing. Yeah. I think there is a mentality. It's very much the way a lot of your average person looks at artists and be like, I can't believe they can do that. I can't even draw a stick figure. Yeah, but that's the way that they used to be. You know, they used to really struggle with their instrument, and then they practiced, and then they learned, and they were passionate about it, and they put in all the time. It's not something they just get up on stage and naturally flows out of them. They worked very, very, very hard to get to the point where they can do something that impresses you on stage, you know. And when you get good enough at it, and when you practice your songs over and over and over and over and over again with your band, and you get so tight, it leaves room for you to improvise. It leaves room for you to make it look easy so that you look like, you know, the ShamWow guy at the county fair that's able to soak up an entire gallon of Sunny D with one rag. And then you buy their ShamWow and you go home and you can't do the same thing. It's because he practiced. He's learned the craft of soaking up a mess. You know,
no, it's because he's got a different ShamWow than the one you bought.
There's a hole in the middle of the table. And
it's because before he ShamWowed it, he slap chopped it.
Right. Now I remember seeing the guys they'd take an orange and they would have the little plastic thing that you could shove into the orange so you can squeeze the juice directly out of the orange. And he would just fill up a cup with it. And oh man, that's so cool. And then we'd get one and I wouldn't be able to get a single drop out of an orange. And I realized, he's probably prepping that orange. He probably shoves a chopstick in there and stirs the whole thing around to get it juicy or whatever.
Right. Make it super juicy ahead of time.
Or he just knows what a juicy orange feels like. So, you know, you train yourself. What does this have to do with music? Who cares? We're talking about the county fair now.
Let me try to find one good last one.
Yeah. You find a good last one, I'll find a good last one.
Here we go. From Seafray Mark, that it would shatter when you swing it in a fight. A lot of Fenders can take a good beating when the crowd rushes the stage. That sounds like it's spoken from experience.
Yeah. I think TV and movies does make it seem like guitars will just explode when you hit things with them.
Yeah.
They're more like a sledgehammer than a pinata.
I mean, I wouldn't use one as a hammer, but yeah.
No, but like you hit something with it and it's gonna leave a mark.
Yeah.
You got to find something really hard to break a guitar on if you want to break the guitar instead of the thing you're hitting it with. Let me see if I can find one more. It takes talent. Justice 008 wrote, "It takes talent." Talent is such
Ryan,
a loaded term.
I would just say if you're looking to get talent,
here we go.
Head on over to truefire.com.
We're in the money zone.
We got a link down below that'll take you to our TrueFire page.
Right. You don't want to go to someone else's. Ours is the good one.
I don't actually know if we're supposed to be doing. I think this might be the last TrueFire spot, actually. But maybe we'll do another one next week or
that just means I need to hit them up and see what's going on. Yeah.
But they've been great. Their site has tons of lessons, over 80,000 from some of the most skilled players on planet Earth. People like Guthrie Trapp,
legends,
Eric Johnson,
living gods of guitar, people who truly have talent. However you want to define the word.
Whether you are just starting on guitar, or maybe you're like us, you've been playing for 20 plus years and you're just looking to learn something new, or maybe you played for a while and then you stopped and you're looking to get back into it. TrueFire has a lesson for you. Click the link below. Sign up for 14 days for free. Cancel it if you get to the end of it and you're like, this isn't for me, but I think you're going to do your 2 weeks in and you're going to be like, yeah, I want to keep going on this.
Yeah, it's a good place to learn the things that you didn't know that you didn't know. Like learn what you didn't know so that you can learn them.
After you do those TrueFire lessons and you're feeling confident about yourself, you can head on over to chasebliss.com.
Yeah.
Buy a pedal.
Now that you've learned how to play music, like real music from TrueFire, now you can go over to Chase Bliss and you can find something to completely destroy that music. Just completely scramble everything up and redefine in your mind what music even is. Like you thought it was all about playing notes in time to a metronome. No, it's all about taking those notes and scrambling them up like a big old puzzle and trying to put them back together. But this time you're doing it different. It's not going to be dogs playing poker. You're going to do it all different. Make your own picture. That's what you do with Chase Bliss pedals.
Yeah, head on over to chasebliss.com. Get on their mailing list so you know when their new stuff is dropping, when their inventory is reloading, when B stock hits, all sorts of things that you're going to want to know.
Everything that happens over there.
And if you buy a pedal from Chase Bliss or from anybody and you decide, or you want to get a good deal on one, maybe you want to find some Chase Bliss that's not in production anymore, head on over to reverb.com. They've got basically I feel like every guitar ever made has basically been on Reverb,
like
some version of it.
We use Reverb
every pedal,
even when we're not using Reverb, because it's the literal blue book of music instrument values.
Yeah, like
everything connected to music is over there, and you can figure out what it's worth on the open market because people are buying and selling there. It really has the benefit of being the default like used place at this point. Like no one's going to eBay anymore. Like Craigslist is kind of dead. Like you do it just to sell stuff local, but you check your values on Reverb,
Yeah.
For a good reason.
I can't find anything good on Craigslist anymore. It's just such a waste.
You're out in the boonies and I'm up in space. There ain't no Craigslist in space.
Yeah. Ryan, this first ad was sent by Justin Jolkowski. It's in green metallic. Let's take a look at this. This is a 1995 Fender Stratocaster made in Mexico with custom paint job, wooden pickguard overlay and body cutout, poplar body, maple neck, Fender MIM ceramic single coil pickups, weighs approximately 7.2 pounds, excellent condition, includes trem arm and SKB hard shell case. It is $519. Oh, I'm seeing that cutout. That's interesting.
Yeah, interesting sound hole, I'm assuming, cut out there. It might not be a sound hole.
Sound hole-esque.
The thing that's interesting about this to me is they call it a green metallic finish, which I'm sure it's a metallic paint. But what I'm seeing is that there's so much orange peel going on here that it looks like it was hammered out of a piece of steel. Like, this is an amazing commitment to orange peel. just keep layering the paint on there. Get it as bumpy as you can. And it's uniform over the entire thing.
Yeah, that's almost so. It does look like there is a very light flake going on.
Oh, I'm sure it's a metallic green.
But when they say,
is it like I've got one of those thumb drum things that's made out of a hammered piece of metal, and this is what it looks like.
No, so that's what I was going to say is when they say metallic green, it makes me think that their idea of metallic green is that it looks like metal, not that there's metal flakes in it. Because this look, like you talked about the tongue drum, or like
it looks like it looks like a handrail at
egg.
The big green egg, totally. Yeah. The grill. It looks like a handrail at an amusement park where they paint it 4 times a year, and the park's been open 50 years, so it's just like thick with paint. And if you can find the chip, you can see all the different layers and stuff. Like this thing looks like that paint is more there than the wood of the guitar, you know?
You're going to buy this and you're going to find out that what we think is a cutaway, that's actually the original body of the guitar.
That's the raw wood.
That's just how much paint is layered.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it called? A Fordite? You ever seen any Fordite? So
I'm not sure I know what that is.
It's a type of, it's used as a mineral in like the jewelry world. And what it is it's the buildup of paint around the spray booths from like the Ford factories and stuff in Detroit. And they would just break off chunks of it, and it's just layers of striations of all the different colors of paint. And if you get a chunk of it, then you can cut it into shapes and polish it and make jewelry out of it and make like pens out of it and stuff like that. It's a whole thing. Like this guitar is a source of Fordite itself.
Yeah.
Or I guess you could call it Fenderite.
Fenderite. Yeah, no, that's super cool.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure that's what it's called.
What did we say? $519?
Yeah, I think that's a standard price for a Mexican Fender of this era. Like that's just the classic price. But this thing is so far from stock. It's really, I don't know. It's hard to confirm that number. Like things are a little bit wonky here, but then the things that would normally be upgrades haven't been upgraded. The tuners haven't been upgraded.
Right.
The bridge is that cheap 90s style bridge. It's it's got an aftermarket pickguard on it. That's cool for aesthetics. I don't know if he said anything about the pickups themselves though.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here.
Do it.
Let me see if I can
climb
find
that tree.
One. I actually think it's hard to say.
I mean, you could look up the serial number. It's right here in a photo.
No, I know it's a 95. Like
okay,
that's all correct. This is just giving me like borderline, because they were doing Fender and Squier out of Mexico at the same time.
It does have that vibe a little bit,
and it has that vibe, but
especially with the all black logo.
I'm not seeing any other. I think they just use these cheap tuners.
I know those freaking tuners
on the Mexican, like on the standard line.
Right. No, I have, those are the tuners that came on my Duosonic, which is like a 93, 94, something like that.
Oh,
I could. It was the only time I've changed tuners on a guitar, and it was actually the correct decision.
Right.
Like a lot of times you change tuners thinking like, oh, this will get me tuning stability, and then it doesn't because it was the nut or the bridge or whatever. In that case, it was actually the tuners. Like every now and then it is the tuners.
But I don't remember offhand what the difference is with the black logo, because some of them, I think if you had the silver logo, it's because maybe it was a reissue or something.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that this isn't a Mexican Fender that's going to feel special. Like
right.
You know, it's not one of the desirable ones. It's like, oh, they were trying something new in a Mexican factory sort of thing.
Unless you love this finish, unless this is the wood pick guard and this cutout are really saying something to you. For the price, $519, that's not really doing anything special. I think you can find 90s Fenders in more original condition around the same price point. I would hold out for that.
For sure. Yeah. No, this has to hit someone's eye just right, where they're like, "Oh yeah, that's my style exactly." Yeah. You know, It's just really got to fit your vibe, or like it's not going to feel like a good buy.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like, I mean, we could throw out numbers that would be tempting, but then it's just all going to be low balls. Like if I saw this local for $200, obviously I'm going to be sitting there thinking about it, you know. But
sure, $200.
But
yeah,
then like, there's other things I could buy, you know.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about it, anyways.
Yeah.
All right.
Ryan, let's do some housekeeping real quick.
Yeah. Let's clean house here.
If you're enjoying this program, if you want to make sure Ryan gets the meds that he needs.
Oh my gosh, I just
get
need
over
sleep.
this illness. Yeah. Head on over to patreon.com where you can support the making of this program for as little as $1, as much as whatever other amount. I should change I need to go on to Patreon and change the names of the tiers to match what's in the credits right now.
Sure.
But like I said, for as little as $1, you can support like Kyle Rovagug has. Kyle sent us our song last week.
Nice.
And now he's supporting the show at $1 a month. So thanks, Kyle.
I want to also say that I've been including a Patreon scroll in my Germany content.
Oh, nice.
Because the Patreons made it possible. Like, it costs money to go there. Like I have to pay for my flights and the hotel and stuff like that. Like the sponsors cover the event, but the travel is up to the creators who come. And the Patreons made that trip completely possible this time around. So I've been putting a scroll at the end of every video. And I know by the time this publishes, I only have one video up, but I've got others that I've been editing. So
yeah. Did you have to pay room and board too, or just flights?
No, I had to pay for the hotel.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. It was like $600 for 4 nights, 5 nights, something like that. They put us up in a like a day spa,
right,
in a castle.
Wow.
Yeah. In an old castle, but the castle's been, converted into being, like a mall basically. So, but it's still a freaking castle.
Yeah.
I hung out on a bridge with Charlie from Orange Amps and Joe Braga. We like hung out, like we're looking down and watching the birds fly around the moat and stuff like that.
That's
real,
cool.
real proper castle stuff in Germany.
Yeah.
It was cool.
This next ad was sent by Matt Carnevale. I'm very confused on this price, but apparently it sold. It says, let's see this.
It must have sold for $1.65.
Yeah. This has been refret and refurbished with graphic. I have the original hardware. It is black. My plan was to order brand new chrome, which would look much better. Basically what we're looking at is a Jackson Charvel 2008 body that's had some kind of airbrushing.
Yeah.
A lot of airbrushing done to it.
And it's all skulls.
And apparently was sold for $1.65.
I'm going to say these skulls look bad, but they look so bad and so authentically bad that it circles back around to being radical. It's kind of like the Napoleon Dynamite sort of thing where it's like, oh, we've got this kid drawing ligers and like barbarians in his notebook. And it's so outside of being like good art that it becomes charming, like this is that. This is like the kid who like drew skulls or carved skulls into his desk at school, like got himself an airbrushing kit and now he's doing it. Like, I
love how inconsistent the noses are.
Oh, totally. Like every part of the skull is like he's doing it for the first time.
Yeah, it's so all over the map. But I will say, this gives me 90s t-shirt vibes.
Oh, totally.
I think
and the way the skulls travel up the back of the neck too, like the commitment to it, and just like the vibe is consistent throughout. And you know what? There's like, you look at like modern Kramers that have like the photo applique of various graphics and stuff like that. They've got one that's got snakes on it and stuff. They've got the hot dog one, which obviously is a lot of fun.
Right.
But that sort of like just photo applique, it looks kind of cheesy in person. This is real. This is really airbrushed by someone's real hand. And to my eye, it looks better than that sort of thing.
I don't understand how this would have only sold for $1. Like, why?
I bet it was
even bother listing.
I bet it was a thing where like the shipping reflected the real price. It was like $100 shipping or whatever.
Maybe.
We don't know the full story with that price.
But then I just shipped that guitar, the Jag whatever, the all parts thing. I shipped that to Nebraska, and it was like $80 something to ship.
Sounds about
or
right.
It would have been, if we would have shipped it, it would have been like $80 something.
Right.
All parts sent us a label, so I actually don't know how much it costs. But even with Pirate Ship, which is like gives I think a 50% discount on UPS that size, it's like $80 to ship.
Yeah.
So what, you know,
so glad that it wasn't
ship this thing.
So glad the winner wasn't international, because that could have been like $300 to ship or whatever.
I think this is really cool. I think this paint job this is a set neck Jackson, maybe even a neck through it. You can't really tell, to be honest, but I think it's like a set neck.
It looks, yeah, it's definitely set, but who knows about the neck through? Neck through doesn't really matter to me. The moment there's a neck pickup is like whatever wood was going through the guitar has been cut down to being an inch thick past that neck pickup. So like, how much does that even really matter at that point?
But my thing is that overall, I think the red looks good enough. I cannot tell what is going on in the neck pocket, in the vibrato pocket.
Oh, that's a Caller route.
No, I know it. I shouldn't say, like, I understand the shape is for a specific kind of system. There's something weird going on with the way the paint's reflecting that makes it look really clumpy.
There's tape in there. They didn't take out the tape.
It's tape. Okay.
So the tape has been sprayed over.
So that's kind of...
So you just got to razor the tape out.
Yeah, that's kind of a thing that I guess is a little sloppy, but overall, assuming all of this is in good shape, I don't see how you don't sell this for at least like $200.
Sure. Like, this looks like an excellent project starter to me. It's pretty much there. You just got to throw the pickups and the hardware on there.
So call me confused at the price.
Sure, of course.
But I think this looks pretty sick.
No,
I think if I saw this locally for like $100, I might be like, well, I haven't completed a project guitar in years, but you know, maybe this will be the one.
There's something kind of Weezer-y about this. It's like you set this up to be, you know, a shredder guitar with skulls all over it, and then you play it ironically in your kind of like pop emo band.
Well, I mean, Weezer, I think, is the right choice to that too. Have you ever watched like Weezer live clips?
No.
Rivers is a metalhead.
Oh, I know he can rip.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it works because it's like, it's this guy doing this indie rock, whatever, power pop thing, but he's a metalhead who shreds live.
Totally.
Like, or you know who else needs this? Who would use this? Dave Hill.
Oh, totally. Dave would
like
rock this unironically. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think you just have to find a Kaler for it. You know?
Do we have time to do what's new? You want to do some what's new? What's new?
Do you have anything new? I already talked about being sick.
Yeah, I live streamed with Philip yesterday, so y'all should go. You should watch that.
How did that go?
Oh, it was good.
How many people showed up?
Like between 40 and 50.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
Yeah, for Sunday morning, competing with the NFL.
Oh, you were competing with the NFL too. Jeez.
Yeah. NFL started live streaming in the middle of my live stream. How rude.
Damn it, the NFL.
Yeah. Bastards.
Those bastards. Those assholes. Didn't they know that you were live streaming with Philip? Everyone should go check that stuff out. Like you should click the bell, all that stuff, and go check out Steve and Philip's live streams. It's like a channel within the channel. It's like a whole other thing. And I think I was either chatting you or Philip up about it weeks ago. I was like, you got to lean into the Sunday brunch thing. You got to be like, hey, this is like the Sunday morning hangout. Because I think you were talking about putting in a different day or something. Like, no, who else is live streaming Sunday morning? Like, own it. Make it the thing. Make it the destination for the few people that are like just hanging around on a Sunday morning after having their breakfast or their brunch or whatever, and they want to.
But you just go all in and be eating my oatmeal on the mic, like just the sloppy wet.
You should have mimosas, you know.
Yeah,
you lean into it. Lean into the moment.
I had my cup of coffee, talked for a couple hours.
Totally.
Got in, got out.
I think it's cool. And, you know, like 40, 50 people in a live stream, like, on a Sunday morning, that's not bad. Yeah.
I don't think
I have
already
anything
we already
new.
talked about you being sick.
Yeah, I'm just sick. is a thing. I'm on quarantine in space. Like that's the bit right now, right?
Let's hit this last. The title of this is USB. I have no idea what I'm about to open.
It's going to be a USB cable. There's no surprises here. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's a USB cable.
I told you.
This was sent by Paul C.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That doesn't mean that this is a USB-C just because it was sent by Paul C. It's actually not, I don't think. I think it's a USB-B, and then it has that square connection on one side, if I remember correctly. What are those called?
This
is it A and
is
B?
a Ruby Mark II made by David Laboga, whose cables are used by Steve Stevens, Steve Lukather, Guy Fletcher, Al Di Meola, Tommy Emmanuel, Phil Campbell, Eric Gales, and many others. So this is a high-end USB cable that received the Victor Award.
Ooh.
Ruby is a top model flagship USB cable. Ruby will give you an experience you haven't experienced before listening to digital music for most demanding customers. You're buying on that listing a 1.25 meter cable, so it's about almost 5 feet long.
It doesn't look that long.
On our other listing,
it comes in a wooden box,
1 meter.
Like you give it to someone when they graduate Harvard or something like that. It looks like it should be.
It says 4 foot. It says 4.10 feet. Maybe they mean 4.1 feet.
Yeah, I think so. Because
even then,
this thing is real thick and chunky, so maybe it's hiding its true length.
Yeah,
but it doesn't look 4 feet long.
You can test it for 30 days. The cable uses oxygen-free copper with silver, so not even gold.
Right.
Like, you know, in guitar cables, we're all freaking out about gold. The plugs, I guess, are copper and rose gold.
Something I want to point out. Have you looked at the photos yet of it?
No.
You're still reading the copy. Look at the photos, man. So something I want to point out, you can't see it in most of the photos, but you kind of get a hint here and there. The red wrap on this, pretty sure it's leather. And there's a stitch that goes up the side of it. Do you see what I'm talking about?
I see it on the... Oh, yeah. That's nuts.
Yeah, it's a USB cable wrapped in leather. And I can't tell... Because the cover that goes over the plugs looks leather textured. It can't be leather. That's still some sort of textured rubber or plastic.
Yeah,
because it's got a print and an arrow on one side here. No, that's not leather. But the thought of wrapping a cable in leather and stitching one side is bananas. And it's not even an audio cable. It's a USB cable. There's ones and zeros going across this. Like, is there really, truly any benefit? Like, we could debate till we're blue in the face the benefit of high-end cables for guitar. Like, and everyone has an opinion. My opinion is as long as it functions, and it functions. I don't think I've ever heard the difference between two different 10-foot cables. Like, as long as they function, then they work, right? Now we've got a cable that's $3,000. It's wrapped in leather.
Yeah,
and it's for ones and zeros. It's not even an audio cable.
Right. So I'm looking at this.
Are you afraid of losing your ones and zeros? Like, you don't need to have this high-end cable for that.
This company also makes like instrument cables. Their instrument cables they're expensive, but they're not so crazy. So for a 10-foot cable, they're asking at €90. I mean, that's pretty up there, but it's like
that's not crazy though.
That doesn't seem
like, if you really care and you're really curious, like a $90 cable's not insane. Like if you truly have convinced yourself it might make a difference, like, okay, fine, get yourself the $90 cable, but a $3,000 printer cable is what we're looking at here. Like, this is the sort of cable I use to connect my computer to my printer.
So there's a brand called Sorry Cable. I know Emily works with them, Get Offset. Works with them. There's some other companies. Their 10-foot instrument cable is $65. So going from $65 to €90. Again, I'm not saying like it's justified.
Right, it's still like cheaper than pedals prices. So like whatever. Invest in your rig if you want to.
$106. I think Sinusoid was pushing up in that range from what I remember. But the whole and you know, again, you're getting this with this one, at least you're getting this super premium. I guess their instrument cables look like they are just tech flexed, or some kind of like thing.
Yeah, this
like
one's wrapped in animal hide. Apparently,
yeah, this thing is super weird.
And the whole presentation of the felt lined wooden box and stuff. It looks like this is a gift that you give to someone when they graduate medical school. Like what?
This is the kind of thing.
Congratulations, you passed the bar. Here is your printer cable.
I mean, they do have another USB cable, 5 feet long, high end USB A to USB A to B cable, 5 feet long, $722. That one is Tech Flex wrapped. It is not other thing.
Not wrapped in full grain leather.
I don't know, man. Yeah, 20 foot guitar cable, $155. Maybe this stuff is super good, but going back to what you're saying, the USB thing, with everything being analog, I don't know.
Like everything is analog if you look close enough, and everything turns back to digital if you look close enough, right? But what are you going to use this cable for? Like connect your Scarlett to your computer? Like what? Like
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
And if you're investing $3,000 in a USB cable, are you looking at the rest of your rig like, oh, where's the next, weak link in my whole rig here? Like, what else needs to be replaced with the $3,000 leather wrapped version?
So I think that's for
good luck finding $5,000 strings. I
think that like leather wrapped USB cable is for a certain kind of like digital hi-fi enthusiast where, but then again, like I would think all of that stuff it would be analog based.
Right.
All I'm saying is I feel like we are dipping into a world that we don't understand.
Sure.
And somebody on here who's got a $16,000 tube power amp for their $2,000, record player is going to be like, yeah, like you really need this for when you're to your point, like you said, like, well, yeah, they're not, your Focusrite Scarlett or whatever, but they're not plugging in a Focusrite Scarlett.
Right.
They're plugging in whatever the $10,000 equivalent of that is.
What this is it's for those audiophile people, but it is a shame eraser for that one modern digital piece of their rig. It's like, well, I couldn't go analog for this. Right. This, you can't argue with that digital just really does this so much better than everything else. But I got the high quality cable. I'm not cheaping out just because I went digital on my radio tuner or whatever.
Apparently, I just didn't read far enough. These people are talking about
it's how they connect their Blu-ray player to their audiophile rig.
Yeah, no, one of the customers says this USB cable made me rethink about digital connections. Data is data, but does our hearing go beyond math?
No.
There's some mastering engineer in Japan who worked with Clapton and Toto and Elton John and Rod Stewart, says that they now could not imagine performing the magic of mastering without our Expression USB cables in the system.
I will say that if I owned a $3,000 USB cable, I'm going to be much less likely to lose it. I'm always going to be thinking in the back of my mind, where's that cable? Oh yeah, it's right over there in the wooden case, in the felt-lined wooden case that I store it in on the mantle. That's where my USB cable is, right next to Grandma's urn.
At the end of this description, it says USB cables are one of the most important cables in our audio chain as they convey the original source audio signal to the rest of the system. If the quality of the initial source signal is the best it can possibly be, There will be fewer problems along the single chain. I mean, again, to this point, like if you are dealing in lossless audio, that you're running lossless audio from your computer,
don't try to justify this, Steve,
into your system. You're
trying to play devil's advocate so hard here. You know this is bonkers. It's all just an ego trip for rich people.
Here's all I'm saying. If you've lasted this far and you want to get more of this cable talk, go listen to episode 100 and I think 71, 41.
Oh, I don't want to revisit that. Oh man, Steve, I was going to say, Steve, don't get tempted to ask this guy for a sample. Don't cash in on that 30-day return.
No, I will not.
You're supposed to be shopping for a car. Don't buy a $3,000 cable.
Oh, already did.
You already got a car?
That should have been my what's new, huh?
What'd you get?
We got a Sienna.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's
going minivan, huh?
Yeah, going to do that minivan life.
You'll like it. You'll like having a minivan.
No, it's fine.
I love minivans.
It's just more money than
Oh yeah.
Minivans are so like I feel like 30 years ago you kind of just like walk down the street in a car dealership and they were like, "Hey, you want a minivan?" And you're like, "Hell no." They're like,
Take two.
"We will pay you to take this minivan."
No, my first minivan in 1997, I think cost me $5,000.
Right. Yeah.
And it was a 91 Dodge Caravan.
Yeah.
Ran that thing into the ground.
Yeah.
Totally different than the modern minivans.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. For sure. We were like, when we were comparing minivans, we were like, it wasn't what bells and whistles do we want, but it's like, what bells and whistles do we not want?
Right. Do we not need,
Like, can we eliminate models based on what they have that we are like, please, we don't want that.
Yeah.
But it'll be nice because for the last 3 years, my car has had a lot of the modern safety features that Melissa's car didn't. And now that her car died and we're replacing it, the car we're bringing in will have all of a lot of the same bells and whistles in terms of
brakes and airbags.
No, just in terms of like backup cameras.
Oh yeah.
Dude. And
in a minivan, the backup cameras are so amazing.
And like the adaptive, the backup camera and the adaptive cruise. Those are probably like the two big ones.
Yeah.
Driving from up here to San Diego all the time. I abuse adaptive cruise control. Like
sure. Yeah. Going through the pass.
All that stuff. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm glad to hear you got something.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's never a fun thing when all of a sudden it's like, oh great, now I got a car shop.
Yeah. It's not the best.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice when you have some runway where you're like, oh, we need a car shop eventually. It's awful when it's like, oh great, we're down.
That was the bigger issue.
We're down a car and we can't be down a car.
Yeah. When I replaced my car, I still had a car, so we were car shopping for a bit. But now, but with this one, it was like a scramble. Like,
yeah, that's the worst.
We're down a car, and we won't pick it up for another few days. So
okay.
I'm still kind of like, thankfully, my job has a flexible like work from home policy. And if they were like, well, you're working from home too much, I've got hundreds of hours of PTO. I'd be like, okay, yeah, just suck it out of my PTO. I don't even care.
Right, totally.
Like, I'll see you guys next week when I have a car.
Right.
But yeah, all that to say, even though I'm in the car bill state of mind, we're still giving away $25 to the best ad of this week.
Right. Funded by the Patreons, by the way. Thank you.
Yeah,
Patreons.
funded by Patrons. Matt and Justin, I think, sent in great ads. But I got to go with this stupid USB cable.
You're going with the USB cable?
I'm going with the USB cable.
Oh,
it's
man.
Dumb.
You're right. It is pretty dumb, isn't it?
It was, for me, it was, but Matt Carnivale, that Boneheads.
That's such a great deal.
I did kind of want to.
They're all good is the problem. And it's my fault for picking all good ads. And it's their fault for sending good ads, but I had to go through dozens of ads to find the 3 good ones for this show. I deserve the $25. Now that I think about it.
For all that work.
Going through emails, screen grabbing,
we've gotten a lot of ads sent in. We are back up to 179 ads.
Yeah.
So
but that's good. Sometimes like I'll blast through so many to get
You're
some
just
for
blasting.
a show. I'll just blast through them and be like, man, there's nothing good here, you know? And it's hard to say what is or isn't good. Like, it's hard to define that, but it's a gut thing, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the USB thing, the fact that it was stitched with leather.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before. Maybe it's incredibly common in the high-end printer table world. But I've never seen that one before. So yeah, congratulations, Paul C. A rare win for the third ad. Usually it's the first or second. A rare win there. So congratulations, Paul. You did it.
Yep.
All right, tell us about the song, Steve.
This week's song was sent by Leo Eeg. I think it's Eeg. He says, "Hi, this is a song by my band Fnokk.
This guy likes to use words that you can't pronounce.
I know. The song is called Ugla, owl, and yeah, that's the song. I have a feeling it's all in a language that we don't speak. That's why I can't pronounce it.
Well, we're not going to be able to hear it until we actually publish the episode or until I edit it. So everyone enjoy it, and we'll see you next week.
Yep. Stay grounded.
Bye, everybody.
Konversasjon, leksikonstunge fraser og snirklete vers. Bare sitt her en time, og du skal få bli med på ei fiffin reise. En eventyrfoss, ja!